Hello, the Doom song. Now wait, are we talking about the same Doom song? Are we talking about the Invader Zim Doom song?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
the Invader Zim Doom song. Doom doom doom, doomy doom, doom doom doom. Look, I made waffles. They got peanuts and soap in them.
Oh God.
Grr, fetch the bucket. Grr, defense mode.
Dang, you're really pretty good
I
at Invader Zim.
I loved that show. I
Sick.
absolutely loved that show.
Last year I actually got like a bigger Funko Pop. It's like you can't see it; it's over there. But I got the voice actor of Gurr and also Invader Zim to sign it, and it's a Gurr riding the flying pig.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love that. You have to love that.
yeah.
Yeah. And we got Furry Octo Kitty's back. So we're not considering Furry Octo Kitty a bad luck sign now. So that's good news. That's good
Yeah.
news. Good for you,
Oh,
Furry Octo Kitty. You better not screw it up. I'm watching you.
fucking watching you.
Fucking Furry Octo Kitty, man. So that's the other, like, again, not enough for a full segment. But yeah, I was shocked. No commander decks for the new Marvel set.
Really?
None. Zero commander decks.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. They're not lacking in IP to use or anything like that. Universes Beyond is all standard legal now. Everything going forward from Final Fantasy on forward is standard legal. But no commander decks. Like, you are cutting off a big chunk of people. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't this kind of a good thing? Like,
I mean,
fucking
it's
great.
all the standard players are jumping for joy because they're so sick of Commander dominating everything that Magic puts out. So they're all very, very happy. But I just thought it was really weird.
Yeah.
This is the first non-modern or standard set in a while that hasn't had some sort of Commander deck with it.
Mm.
Something. Anything.
Yeah. This is weird. I don't know.
I don't know. So you watched that movie The Gorge on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah. The movie with Anna Taylor-Joy, and so I thought it was amazing. I actually didn't see like a whole lot. Like I watched the trailer on Apple TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it doesn't really look that good. But it's a story about Anna Taylor-Joy being Anna Taylor-Joy in a wilderness of Anna Taylor-Joy. And she's doing stuff, and there's like a guy in there. I don't know. But I was like, okay, fine, like fuck it, I'll watch it. And then holy shit, I was not expecting it to take a like Resident Evil Silent Hill kind of vibe of a movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was great. She's playing chess in this movie again.
Yeah, and he plays drums. Miles Teller
he
plays drums.
The director had to have been like,
They
oh,
did.
this
I saw some press they were doing, and both of them apparently argued against it, and the director was like, "No, we're doing it. Like, screw you. We're just doing it."
Yeah, nice.
I like Miles Teller quite a bit. I liked him in the last Top Gun movie.
Yeah,
I
do
thought
like him.
with the horrible thing that Fan Four Stick was, right? I thought he did his best.
Yeah.
He really tried. He did not phone it in. You know what I mean? Like, he worked hard trying to get that movie to work. So yeah. I told you I'd seen enough clips where I'm like, I've basically watched the movie. It is an interesting twist. Like, what they're doing there, right? I definitely think it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it's like peak cinema or anything, but you know, it's worth a watch.
But Anna Taylor-Joy has green eyes in this movie.
I'm tempted to put her on my list.
Wait, what list?
Well, so, you know, you have the list. You have your freebie list, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So my wife and I, like, we have our freebie list,
Yeah.
right? And which actually took back in the day much negotiation because she worked at a TV station where she legit could meet these people.
That does change things.
But like, for example, like top of mind, like Anna Kendrick. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know, but really, maybe Anya Taylor-Joy needs to go on that list.
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. Yes, she definitely used to be on the list, and I loved her in certain things.
Used to be. Damn, that's sad. Rip. Rip.
Some issues with how she started her marriage to John Mulaney. That's kind of on both of them.
I don't want to know how the hot dogs are made. Don't ruin this for me.
Don't ruin it. Yeah. So yeah, she's got a kid with John Mulaney now.
Yeah, that's weird.
The stand-up comic guy.
Yeah, that's.
So anyway, all right. It's been a couple minutes. Let's jump into it today. Welcome everybody to the Error Code Show for February 27th. Sorry we didn't have a show last week. There was people melting down at my house. There's been weird viral shit going on. My wife actually took a day off work on Tuesday because she was so sick. It was very strange for her. Like, I swear to God, elementary schools are petri dishes. But thank you very much for joining us tonight. And again, sorry we weren't here last week. If you want to support the show, if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Prime sub, which means you can give us Amazon's money. And we'll always take Amazon's money. It's a free way for you to support the stuff that we do for you every week. We're trying to march toward those lovely monetization numbers on YouTube. So get in there and yeah, like, favorite, subscribe, all the things when we post them. It really helps us out to beat the algorithm. We're probably just going to start paying to beat the algorithm. Stupid algorithms. Yeah, so thank you. Jay, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. I don't know what that was. Damn it. I'm doing fine.
We were gonna get that last week, and then I had to cancel the show. We will still try and work some stuff out to get them on as guests. The chat's wondering where our fill-in guest was for last week. I couldn't get it done. So, all right. With that, Jay, should we jump into our first topic tonight?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Well, everyone under the sun has been asking for it since Jeffrey Epstein unalived himself in his jail cell in New York. And where are the Epstein docs? Where is all the information? Trump had made it a key campaign promise, kind of, sort of, because go back and watch the tape. He kind of waffled on whether he really wanted to release the Epstein information. Anyway, since his new attorney general, Pam Bondi, was confirmed, MAGA has been screaming, give us the Epstein docs. They have been yelling, and today was the day. Kinda.
Hell yeah.
Kinda. A binder of the first 200-ish pages was handed off to a group of right-wing influencers at the White House, and they showed them off in front of the White House, and it contained nothing that wasn't already confirmed. He took a bunch of people on his plane and had contact information for rich and powerful people from around the world. After that, it appears that she's dumping Kash Patel under the bus. She's now claiming that after maybe she had the docs for the release, that they found out there was another 1,000 pages at the New York FBI field office, and she's given Kash till tomorrow morning to give them to her because reasons. Wow. This for something that everybody's been yapping about for a long time, this was just fumbled spectacularly. Jay, what are your first thoughts?
I just want to know the truth, okay, man? Like, was Trump a part of the sex island? I mean, that's literally the only thing I want to know.
I have had this conversation with people. This is the thing that brings the right and the left together, was that Epstein didn't kill himself, right? And we all want to know what's in the thing, okay? Give us the information. Yeah. Like,
information unites us.
First off, why not just initially stick it on the internet? Now, the information that was released today, to their fairness, has been put on the internet. You can go look at the blacked out files, right? You absolutely can. They're on the DOJ website. This is my favorite one. So they have a masseuse list, and I'll bring this up so that the chat can see. This is the list of masseuses from the documents.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm.
I knew her.
Yeah.
Kidding.
It's just all of it. Every single page is just.
That's it. That one they're saying for victim privacy. Here we go. Here is Jeffrey's contact list. some great information there.
Ooh, yeah. Beep boops. Is that Morse code? What is that?
I don't know. It's 95 pages of redacted. So thank you for that, Department of Justice. These were all flight logs that were released as part of the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, right? Stuff we already had. Oh, look, Alan Dershowitz. Right? Again, none of this is new information. Supposedly they're going to have another document dump maybe tomorrow. So let's put on our tinfoil hats there, Jay. Are they doing this on purpose? Like, are they just slow playing this out because they they don't want this information out there?
That's what it feels like, right? Like, just slowly give the people the same information they have, and just in a different way. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Damn it, I want to know. I want to know the truth, okay? I just want to know. Just want to know the truth.
I don't know. Yeah, chat. Let us know what you think. I think that I think they're slow playing this out, hoping everybody kind of forgets about it. The problem is they've been teasing it for so long. You know, the Epstein list. We're gonna get it. You're never gonna get it.
Yeah, especially with like who we have, right, in power.
And again, he waffled on it in interviews with Fox News whether he actually wanted to release the list.
Yeah. I think maybe he would find a way to use it to target people he doesn't like. Like, oh, like, look, like this was redacted, but here's this person. Like, I unredacted this one line.
Would not shock me if he did that. Wouldn't surprise me even a little bit. I also think it's going to make everybody suspicious if he does.
I don't even know anymore. People if you're not suspicious right now of fucking Cheeto Man, like, I don't think you're ever going to be suspicious. I think you're going to be like fucking deep in Nazi territory and be like, well, it's not that bad, right, guys? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they're just going to be in it forever. Like, I don't think the people that are still like diehard Trump supporters, like his little cult following, it's not even little, the massive cult following he has, like, I really think he could do no fucking wrong in their eyes.
Oh, no, I agree with that. I guess, to me, a lot of it is all the other ones, right? It's everybody else, right? The other reason I don't, and this is where I'm going to go full tinfoil hat. I think he was a Mossad and CIA asset. I think he was an intelligence asset for multiple intelligence agencies, and he used compromising video that he had of rich and powerful people doing the dirty with underage girls to get information that he in turn passed on to intelligence agencies, right? The sweetheart deal he got in Florida when he first got busted 10 years ago, you know, all this stuff points to he was so well connected and was being protected. You know,
yeah,
there was people who were willing to look the other way when he did this horrible shit, you know, with 14-year-old girls because he was giving them something, you know, and I don't think the administration actually wants this out. Again, that's why I think they were like, let's call 6 right-wing influencers and give them a binder and they can, you know.
Yeah.
Why do it that way? Why not just put it up on the website in the first place and let everybody look at it? It's the same reason I don't think we're going to get the JFK files. I have no faith that those are ever going to be released, even though they've talked about it multiple times. We're going to give them the JFK files. No, you're not. Look who they put in charge of that whole thing. Anna Paulina Luna. She's like, we're going to call the Warren Commission as witnesses. Well, I hope you have a Ouija board, because the Warren Commission is dead. They're all dead. All of the Congress people who initially investigated JFK's assassination are dead. You know?
Yeah.
Chat's asking, why didn't he arrange for everything to go out upon his death? I don't think Epstein was thinking of it that way. I don't think he was thinking they're actually going to murk me, so I need to have all this prepped so I can fuck everybody after I'm dead. Right? I don't think he thought that way. First off, I think he was arrogant enough to believe he was never going to be arrested because of what he had. And when they finally arrested him, I think he was surprised. So I don't think he had this set up as an insurance policy. Make necromancy erased again.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it still considered necromancy if the dead person is doing the fucking?
No, that's necrophilia.
Oh.
That's necrophilia. Yeah. And we're going to get to those. We'll talk about those topics after we finish this one. I'm going to be curious if they actually do another document dump tomorrow. If they actually do it, I'll be a little more if they actually do a document dump for Epstein tomorrow.
I think what they're going to do, here's what they're going to do. So this was a teaser, right? This was the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow we're going to see the release of the White House Press video on demand service, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can download the app and then you can pay $19.95 a month, and then you can all have these kind of shitty redacted documents sent directly to your home. And you can review them. It's going to be like the gold card membership. Maybe that's what it is. There'll be different level memberships. The higher you pay, the more redacted or unredacted stuff is going to be. So, yeah. And that money is going to somehow make our country great again.
Something.
Somehow. I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. This really is the teaser to me. To me, this wasn't even the teaser trailer. This was those like 15-second spots they put out where they're like, teaser releasing tomorrow on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
That's what this was. This was the ad about the trailer releasing tomorrow on YouTube. That's what this is. Again, this and the JFK files, I just don't believe. And even, this is actually one of those rare times where I think Trump was honest, because in one of the pre-election interviews he did, he said that they came to him during his last term and they were like, do not release this. Like, it's going to cause problems. Like, don't do it. Mike Pompeo and a couple of the other guys who'd seen the files. And he listened to him, right? He was like, all right, I won't do it. I really think there is something in those files that most people believe the American people are not ready to see. And I think the same thing goes for the Epstein files. I don't think they want these out there. Now, and I'm not even talking about just for the Trump connection. I think this causes all kinds of problems, because I think it proves that he was an intelligence asset and that they let him go. You seem to have something on your mind, Jay.
Is this like, you're a military guy. You used to be a military guy.
Yeah.
This is like, this is like the thing that I don't really like. It's like the intimidation game.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Is it the intimidation game? Shit. I think it is. Let me look that up real quick. But um,
You mean the Imitation Game?
yes,
Yes. Oh yeah. The one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
yes,
Yeah.
that movie. So like at the end, spoiler alert, but they crack the Nazi code, but they can't stop every attack because then the Nazis will know that
They cracked the
is
code.
cracked,
Yep. So they
so
got to pick
only
and
go
choose.
after a few,
Yeah.
and they like kind of just sit back and they watch like people die, unfortunately, but it's for the greater good. That's like, this is what I struggle with, right? So like, if you're just letting these little girls continue to, if you let this happen, but you're like, oh, we're trying to like take down the much larger ring of
Whatever. Yep.
whatever. It's like, so the like on one hand, it's like, yeah, cool, you took down this elite ring, but then on the other hand, you're like letting this happen. Kind of disgusting.
It
I
is.
don't
No, it's fucking horrible.
like.
It's fucking horrible.
I don't know.
But that's why I don't think they want it out there.
Right.
Again, I do not think that these files. I think that he said it because there's a big portion of the MAGA base that's very conspiracy theory, very conspiratorial, and I think they were like, yeah, the JFK files and shit, man. That shit's been around since he was assassinated. Everybody has always felt weird about the JFK assassination, right? Where they were like, this just doesn't make sense, right? Like it just doesn't track. And we all just kind of like, well, we may never know. And the world, like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. There's that. And then you got the Epstein stuff. And then somebody in the chat's bringing up, he brought the Tates home from a Romanian prison. It's this whole thing, Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are we going to get more Epstein files? Will we ever really know the truth? Will we ever find out that Epstein didn't really unalive himself? Let us know down in the comments below. I want to point out YouTube chat. Thank you, YouTube chat. Trump is the Panda Express version of the Manchurian Candidate. He's General So's candidate. I just... Oh, I so want to know about the aliens, chat. Like, I really want to know. I want that too. Yes, the Tates do need unaliving. Believe it or not, that the most common reaction I saw from the conservative base today in reaction to the move with the Tate brothers was disgust. Everybody's pretty pissed off about it because they know they've completely lost the moral high ground. It's gone. And they've got no justification. Like, they could play before, but you let the Tates out. Good luck. And hell, even fucking Ron DeSantis is like, look, my state AG is trying to find a way to fucking bust these guys. These guys are fucking psychos. So take that for what it's worth. Hopefully they're able to do something about the stupid Tates. Fuck them. All right. Moving along. Don't worry, we're going to get to some fun topics later in the show. I promise we have some. I think the Epstein one is pretty fun. Just because it's almost a joke. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
it's almost become a meme at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't know. I feel like everything in the White House right now is a joke. Yeah.
No one knows what's happening anywhere. All right, Jay, should we move on to our next topic, buddy?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I will just want to just go ahead and bring out a new prop that we have, which is the fucking chainsaw of podcast. Just kidding, I don't have a fucking chainsaw because I'm not fucking
Elon. Yeah.
Anyways, God, there is like so much content material out there right now. It's
yeah, but we got to be careful. We're gonna get very upset. So let's jump into the topic.
Let's just jump into the topic. All right, so I think it was like a few weeks ago we did an episode talking about the trans members in the military
Mm-hmm.
and all the stuff that was happening. Well, it was announced today that the U.S. military has 30 days to set procedures for removing trans troops. A memo was filed in court as part of a lawsuit against the Trump administration. This memo was ordering the Pentagon to identify and fire U.S. trans active military members. This is, of course, after the fact that earlier this month, the Pentagon stated that U.S. military members would no longer allow trans members, however, to like actively enlist into the military, but those already like kind of grandfathered in would be treated with honor and respect. So that shit's out the window now, just a few weeks later. And all of this has really been kind of like the latest move to erase really the trans community as a whole from the, I guess, like the world's eye or America's eye, I guess. So for instance, all mentions of trans have been removed from the Stonewall National Monument website after an executive order, even though we know Marsha P. Johnson, a black trans woman, was not only a part of this movement, but is believed to have thrown the very first brick at the Stonewall Inn. Um, and this is something that's a little crazy because I've definitely have gone off on social media of getting into like arguments of like, I don't know, trans hate. So what's really interesting is people have literally told me that the liberals are trying to erase our history,
Yes.
but then you have a Cheeto man in office that's literally trying to erase trans history. Like I don't get it. I don't, and they don't see it. So literally an argument that I got into, I pointed this out. I was like, what the fuck about this then? And the logic or lack thereof that I was hit with was trans history is not history because trans is new. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? So I was like, you realize that like anything in the past is considered like history, right? Like it doesn't have to be 2,000 years ago. It doesn't have to be the pyramids. It doesn't have to be some guy turning water into wine. 100 years ago is considered fucking history. So, anyways, what do you think, Alex? What is since you were in the military, and my kind of stance on this is because they're saying that trans members are unfit to serve. And this is something that's very interesting to me because there are a lot of jobs in the military. I mean, I knew a guy who ran a gift store on a fucking aircraft carrier. And I don't even know why the fuck you have a gift store on an aircraft carrier, but he ran the gift store.
Mhm.
So it's really hard for me to like kind of try to understand that like you could say like no, like there's not a single position in the US military that you're fit to do.
So you got three things happening here simultaneously, right? One, in general, I agree with the chat. Okay, if you are willing to sign on said dotted line, raise right hand, and say I am willing to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and fight it, defend it against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Look, it's an all-volunteer military. You need all the bodies you can get, baby. Like, I don't know why you're turning motherfuckers away, right? Like, that's. So let's start there, okay? It takes any level of commitment to sign the papers, and anybody who's been through fucking MEPS will tell you, man, that's the first thing. Fuck boot camp. Dude, that MEPS day is miserable, right? When you're doing your entrance stuff for the Army, like, it's horrible. It sucks. Okay? So let's start there. Okay? That's my initial play on this, right? Which was, you don't. Why are we turning people away? Why are we discharging people that want to be in? Okay. Problem number one. When it comes to the military, there is very, very little that anybody can do because the commander-in-chief is the commander-in-chief, right? Much like with the COVID vaccine stuff, don't get the vaccine, we're kicking you out, right? And there's very little anybody can do about it because it's the Department of Defense. They have congressional and Senate oversight, but that's limited in what it's capable of doing. So it sucks, but I think this is going to stick. But here we get into the problem that the DoD has. And it occurs anytime you have, and it's the nature of the business in our hyper-partisan modern political world where the Secretary of Defense is a political appointee, as he always has been, and is a Senate-confirmed political appointee, okay? That changes with every administration. There is going to be this shit, okay? Because you have a political appointee in that position. And so the whims of the political class who has taken over the White House and the executive branch are going to affect this. I think it's wrong. I think it's stupid. Largely, I think it's stupid because, first off, why would you turn away bodies who are willing to do it? And also, it's such a small percentage of the Department of Defense. Why the fuck are you worried about it? Right? Like, is this really affecting the DoD's ability to complete their mission? And it's not. It's really fucking not. Yeah, both YouTube's and Twitch chat are kind of in agreement on this topic, which is, look, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. What would be a better way to picture it? You've got to get down to rebuilding the system from the ground up. And I just don't know if we're there as a nation right now to get to that point where we can rebuild the system from the ground up. Have I served with people from the LGBTQ community? Yes, especially Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I had multiple people under my supervision who I was their leader, right? Who were part of that community, right? But I will tell you this, even after Don't Ask, Don't Tell, there was still a political and social price to pay. Okay? Because you're also dealing with culture. And it's a fucking nightmare. The other piece of this is that the leadership in the Department of Defense has also forgot a key thing. And they're like, the DoD is supposed to be apolitical. No, they're supposed to be nonpartisan. You are a political entity. Right? You just are. In fact, you are the last political thing we do. When politics and diplomacy fails, we send the army. Right? They have mistaken being nonpartisan for being apolitical. And I don't know what it's going to take to fix that. There's a lot of pushback within kind of middle rank leadership in the military. I'm seeing a lot of it right now. I don't know how I don't know. And unfortunately, you really can't sue. It's going to be difficult to set lawsuits up. So I'm not sure how this was going to play out. But yes, the trans erasure, this was lock, stock, their goal, right? They removed the T from the LGBT travel advisories on the State Department website. They're removing trans references in Stonewall. Yes, this is a goal because it's red meat for the base that costs them nothing and is easy for them to accomplish politically. It's like the NCAA, the sports ban and federal funding, right? With banning trans athletes. The fact of the matter is it affects probably 50 people nationwide, if that. Right? Yeah. Hence why I'm like, why are you fucking worried about this? Just let the NCAA handle it. But the fact of the matter is it's red meat to the base, right? Look, base, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. Promises made, promises kept. That's their mentality, right? This is an easy one to toss to them while they pass tax cuts for rich people, right? That's all there is to it. I'm done. That's my piece. Again, I would never turn away anybody who wants to do that miserable fucking job. And it's a miserable fucking job at times. It sucks. You want to do it? Why would you turn them away?
Right.
So, anyway, you have anything else on that one? You want to move on to funnier topics?
I guess real quick, since we've seen a lot of movement on trying to erase the trans community just in general, what do you think is the next step? What do you think they're going to go after next?
I don't know. And so this is where, again, we get into weird territory because they're going to cross a line. And ironically, the current court is not really on their side, right? The current court is the one that ruled that discriminating against someone who's trans is discrimination based on sex per the Civil Rights Act, right? And it was Neil Gorsuch, Trump's first appointee, who wrote the opinion, right? Gorsuch wrote the Bostock opinion and pissed a lot of conservatives off when he did it, right? Because he was supposed to be, he's a Trump nominee, right? He's not supposed to do that. He wrote the Bostock opinion. So I don't know which way this court's going to go on this particular issue because, again, they went the way that we didn't expect in Bostock. Bostock v. Clayton County was the case. And it was an employer who fired somebody for being trans, right? And the opinion of the court, written by Neil fucking Gorsuch, was, yeah, if you fire somebody for being gay or trans, you are discriminating based on sex, right? Like, that's what it is. So, plain text reading of the Civil Rights Act. And again, conservative justice. Do I know if that's going to be the case going forward? Nope, no idea. But, so that's why I'm having a hard time telling what they're going to do. We're still, and this is the thing that I caution. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day who's, like you, very frustrated. Like, it's so hard to keep up with everything that's happening. I go, remember, these guys are only about a month and a half into this. We don't really know how this is all going to shake out yet because we haven't had time for the Supreme Court and everybody else and the process to play out. And there's a few ways this can go, and I'll be honest, I'm stuck. I have no idea which way this is going to go. In the meantime, they're going to hurt a lot of people before we get to the resolution. I just don't know what it's going to be. Did any of what I say make sense?
We're angry, and it's shitty. What the fuck? No, it does make sense. I just honestly, I can't believe. I know we're about like a month in. I can't believe that we're here. Like,
I can.
I fucking can't. I think like my favorite kind of shirt that I've been seeing is make 1984 fiction again.
Yeah.
Like,
to me, we knew and we tried to tell people Project 2025 was the goal. We told people, take this fucker seriously. He's dead serious about what he wants to do. And there were so many people who fell into that like lean Trump camp who were like, no, he's not, it's hyperbole. Yeah. You know, I can't tell you how many news stories I've seen this week of people who are like, I voted for Trump and now I'm getting railed up the butt. Like, we fucking told you. We told you this was the plan. We knew. Everybody on our side knew. You know. So, but that's probably a topic for another day. Let's let more of the fuck around and find out. Anyway, people, let us know what you think down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to fun time. But yeah, I mean, it's shitty. All right. Let's move on to this other one. All right, let's shake it out, people. That was 2 heavy ones in a row.
Yeah, we didn't really think that through.
No,
did
we didn't. We should have swapped some of these orders up. Shit. We're going to get good at this, I promise, people. I want to thank the chat, by the way, for being so active tonight, both in YouTube and on Twitch. So thank you, everybody. We're also simulcasting on TikTok. So again, we try to come to you on whatever platform you're on. We love you. All right. Let's move on to our topic. And we actually had something break literally right before the show started on this topic. Okay. All right, let's go. Multiple reports earlier this week were saying that Kathleen Kennedy, the embattled president of Lucasfilm, since George sold it off to the House of Mouse, is retiring sometime this year. To be clear, there are now conflicting reports and actually a new breaking report about this topic. Look, we've talked about Star Wars, my first and favorite fandom, and this topic in particular multiple times on the show. So let's do a level reset. Kathleen Kennedy has one of the best resumes of any producer in Hollywood, full stop. She's an 8-time Oscar nominee. She's produced things like Jurassic Park, Hook, Schindler's List, Back to the Future, Goonies, and E.T. So when George announced her, because George picked her, not the House of Mouse, George Lucas picked her as his successor in taking over Lucasfilm, it was a lauded announcement. People were like, yep, that's the right choice. Time has shown us that this was not a good role for her. So, even if the reports were true, we're going to talk about why I'm not popping bottles yet, right? And also whether the reports are true. All right, let's start with the bullshit. And the breaking news. Deadline has the immediate reaction from Kathleen Kennedy. They got the interview after the news broke. Here's where she's going to say something and not say something at the same time. I am not retiring. What is happening at Lucasfilm is I have been talking for quite some time with Bob and Alan about what the succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people, and we have every intention of making an announcement months or a year down the road. We are lockstep as to what that's going to be. Please note what she said. She said 2 things there. I'm not retiring. We're making an announcement. What does this mean in PR speak? I think that the initial reporting is correct. Insofar as I think they're going to announce that she is stepping down as the head of Lucasfilm at the end of this year. At the end of 2045 when her contract's up. And I think they know who they're putting in place. She's not going to retire, though. They're not going to fire her. She's just going to go back to doing what she's actually good at, which is producing movies, not running a corporation, right? She's going to produce movies. She's married to Frank Marshall. He produces movies. He's a billion years old, too. That guy will die, and she will die producing movies, okay? That's what they're going to do. So, do I think that she's going to keep producing movies for Star Wars? Yep. Do I think she should produce movies for other people? Yep. So, is she retiring? No, she's not going to go sit on a beach somewhere, and that's what she means. Do I think that Disney has already identified who's going to take over for her at the end of this year? Yes. Why am I not excited about this? Because I don't know who it is yet. We thought Kathy Kennedy was a good pick when they announced her. Okay. Chad, I'll leave it to you. And I've heard a bunch of you guys' arguments before about who should take over. And there's been loads of speculation this week, right? I'm not popping bottles until we know who's taking that job and until we get about 2 years into it. So we see what because you got to remember, you're putting somebody at the head of Lucasfilm. It's going to take them 2 years to get anything done. Okay? Making movies is not a fast fucking process, people. So there's that. Jay, what are your thoughts?
I think we know who it is.
Who do you think it is?
The only one that can save us.
Who?
That can reunite us during this time of need. That can bring us together.
Donald Trump. No.
No. Oh my God. Definitely not.
I'm kidding. Go. Elon. It's going to be Elon.
He's just going to walk in with a chainsaw day one. Jesus.
Go. What do you got?
The guy that is, the chosen one, the promised one that's going to come in and you reunite the country, take us back to our childhood, back to our roots, back to family.
Give me a name.
Vin Diesel. No, no, that would be horrible. I would cry. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I'm very curious on who they are going to select, and this is very tricky because, like you said, like we thought this was a good pick to begin with, and then we found out like, okay, she's a really good producer but can't run a company. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Okay.
Buoy the troll.
Buoy the troll. Jon Favreau. Please no. Please no.
Oh God.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. 1, the head of Lucasfilm does not just make Star Wars movies. Let's start there. Lucasfilm is the head of ILM and Skywalker Sound, which does a not insignificant amount of the special effects for the entire movie industry. Even stuff not made by Disney. Okay? Because they are the best at what they do. So, I'll be honest. I don't want another movie producer in there. I don't, unless they are doing what DC did. Now, there's been some speculation that maybe they're looking at what DC did, where they went, we're going to take James Gunn and Peter Safran and make them co-presidents, right? James, you're in charge of creative. Peter, you run the fucking business. And you guys work together to make the best DC we can make. If you're going to put somebody like Favreau or Filoni in there, you have to put somebody in there that actually knows something about running a business. Okay? And I'm talking a multi-billion-dollar franchise and sub-businesses and all this shit. Because Star Wars is licensing. It's merchandise. It's brand. It's so many things that is more than just, I made a Star Wars movie. Okay? I think you leave Filoni. Filoni is the chief creative officer over at Lucasfilm right now, and I think you leave him right the fuck there. Also, I don't think Jon Favreau wants to be the head of a company. I think Jon likes making Mandalorian. I think he likes popping up in Spider-Man movies and Iron Man movies, right?
Yeah.
There are a couple of VPs who did. Somebody sent me the article. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. There's a couple of VPs over at Lucasfilm that might be able to do it. There's some people outside of Disney's ecosystem that could do it. How many people in the world fit that bill? Literally, you're asking that question. It's probably less than 20. There are probably 20 people in the world in the entertainment business who you could pluck off the street and go run Lucasfilm, one of the most valuable and storied franchise companies in the world. Right? Like, that's not an easy task. Especially with the state that the Star Wars fandom is in right now.
I think it's great. I think we should bring back Jar Jar Binks. Maybe Jar Jar Binks can run Lucasfilms.
Somebody asked about hiring poaching somebody from WotC. They're not a big enough company. They're just not. And then they're not an entertainment company. You have to understand Hollywood, right? Which is why one of the reasons the whole Wizards D&D, Hasbro D&D, movie shit didn't work, and why Hasbro ended up selling E1, because, they screwed it up. Hasbro bought a production company in Hollywood, screwed it up, and then ended up selling it for way less than they bought it for because they didn't know how to make movies. Um, get realistic about potential options. 5 years ago, Feige would have been an option. Again, there's a couple people, and I don't have the article in front of me. Maybe I can find it real quick. There's a couple people at Lucasfilm who might be able to do it. Hollywood Reporter had a bunch of people that they identified. Favreau, Filoni, Feige, Emma Watts. She could probably do it. She's at 20th Century Fox. Hannah Minghella, maybe. Emma Watts is not a bad pick. Most, again, it's people you don't, they're not household names. So, do I want Kathy Kennedy out? Yes, I do. I don't want her there anymore. I think she just screwed it up really, really bad. And I respect her as a producer. But she's a fucking terrible company head. And I don't know why Disney's left her there for as long as they have. Because she has done some serious damage to Star Wars.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, it's not an easy job. I wouldn't want to do it, to be completely honest. It's one of those things where I used to really love working on cars. Like, I would skip school in high school to go to the junkyard. So everyone was like, "Oh, like, you're going to become a mechanic." And I was like, "No, like, that's my hobby. I don't want it to become my job." I would not want to be I would hate for someone to be like, "Jay's the reason why Star Wars sucks," which you're never going to make every Star Wars fan happy.
Nope.
So no, I would.
Well, and somebody in the Twitch chat's bringing up something, and again, I've actually heard this from multiple creatives. There are directors who have out and out said out loud, "I will not work on a Star Wars movie right now. I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole because the fandom is just too much right now. Like, there's just no way to do it." And again, being a studio head is also not being a creative. That is not your job, right? That's not what you do. Okay.
How long have you been showing our show notes, man?
Oh, a while. That's fine.
Oh my god!
I had something else up.
Are spilled.
Yeah. Your job is to make money for the company. That's absolutely right, chat. That is their job, and that's what they're fucking supposed to do. Like, I hate to fucking say it, but that's the deal, baby.
Yeah.
So again, somebody like Emma Watts or a studio head that they've already got, that's like a smaller studio head, put them in charge of Lucasfilm. Somebody who can go, you 5 people make new good Star Wars content and leave them the fuck alone. Okay? Yeah. Like, that's what you do. So, anyway, so there you go. Kathleen's not retiring, but she's probably leaving Lucasfilm. Good. I'll be happy once I know who the hell's coming in. And you know what? I'll be happy when we actually get another Star Wars movie. Because I am pissed that I have had no Star Wars on the big screen in 6 fucking years. Okay? That's, to me, is the biggest crime here. Okay? Nothing. Anyway, let us know what you think down in the comments below.
Dang.
Like you love Harry Potter. We did the whole Harry Potter thing last week.
Yeah.
Right? Star Wars is my thing. Like, it's my favorite franchise. And they have just, and there's, look, you got to give Kathy her accolades. Skeleton Crew, great. Mandalorian, great. Andor, great. Rogue One, great. Force Awakens, good. Last Jedi, pretty good. Rise of Skywalker, dumpster fire. Right? Other things, dumpster fires.
Yeah.
Right? So give her props, but you got to give them both with the good and the bad. Ahsoka, okay.
Yeah.
Acolyte, okay.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I just, I hope the next movie, the next trilogy, right? We focus on like a Death Moon.
Please, God.
I so want
No more
please,
super weapons.
no more Skywalker family, no more Death Star. Like Knights of the Old Republic, like please, please, please
James
make
Mangold's supposed to be working on one right now. That's like the origins of the Jedi.
yes, do that.
Let's
There's so much lore and like
Mhm.
content there. Like
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm actually going to move out of range right now because I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to do the cranky topic really quick before we go on to ECC.
cranky topic.
The sad topic.
Yeah.
This was going to be quick. I actually don't even think I'm going to record this one. But we will talk about it. Gene Hackman died this morning. He and his wife died in their home in New Mexico. Initially, they thought it was a gas leak that they like suffocated from carbon monoxide poisoning. That seems to no longer be the case. The Santa Fe Sheriff's Department has now applied for a search warrant, deeming the deaths as suspicious because the front door was open and they can't actually find any signs of an actual gas leak. Gene Hackman, of course, was known for Lex Luthor in the Christopher Reeve Superman. He was in The Quick and the Dead. He was in Crimson Tide. He's been in so many Wes Anderson movies. He was in The Firm. He was in Wyatt Earp, Birdcage,
The Replacements.
Just a great actor. Really, really sad what happened. Again, the initial reports was gas leak. Now it's like, okay, maybe not. Any particular favorite ones? I know in the pre-show you mentioned The Replacements.
Yeah. I actually forgot he was Lex Luthor in Superman. I really loved The Replacements. I'm kind of this really weird like if you make a good movie and you make me go look up a song that I really enjoy that I like add to my Spotify playlist. I don't know why, but like your movie is now forever solidified. Like you made a movie that then I don't know, like added a different aspect outside of the movie to my life, I guess. So The Replacements is where I found the song We Could Be Heroes.
Oh,
Like that's what introduced me to that song.
Yeah.
And I mean you have Keanu Reeves in that movie. I think it's a great movie. That's one of my favorites. I did really like Wyatt Earp.
Chat's bringing up Hoosiers, another classic, The French Connection. The one I mentioned in the pre-show, one of my favorite roles of his, is in Get Shorty with John Travolta. One that Jay has not seen, but I think I'm going to poke Jay until he wants. That's such a funny movie about the movie business and about producers and directors and stuff like that. Yep, he was in Unforgiven. Yeah, just a great actor. We're hitting that's number 2 of our rule of 3 deaths. So we had Michelle Trachtenberg, sadly passed away a couple of days ago. Now we got Gene Hackman. So I'm expecting one somewhere around Sunday. Sadly. Birdcage is a really great movie too. Yep. I think people are now watching the IMDb. They're like, oh my God, all these things Gene Hackman was. He was a very prolific actor. So again, our heart goes out to his family because that's just, it sucks. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, Robert Orsi's one of those too. Anyway, moving right along. Let's do another happy topic. Emerald City Comic Con. Jay, we're gonna go in a couple of weeks to Emerald City Comic Con.
Are we, Alex?
It's not this weekend, is it?
Are we?
Yes.
Are we? No.
I will be there.
Whoa, did you feel that? OctoKitty doesn't believe you, Alex.
Oh,
you don't have tickets yet.
I will get them. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be like buying tickets.
Look,
from
there's gonna be a dude right up front. No, I'm just kidding. But ECC, Emerald City Comic Con is coming up. We're gonna cover stuff there. But Jay, you were looking at things. What do you got on your list here?
Yes, I'm gonna go. That's it. Let's just roll the credits. No, I'm kidding. All right, so yeah, I have some topics here. Some things I'm looking forward to this year. The grunge prom. That's gonna be really fun. There's a lot of workshops that I'm kind of excited for. I in the past have not been able to do like the kind of the building hands-on workshops because they
Mm-hmm.
always fill up like really quickly, which there's a little bit of a sour taste in everyone's mouth of how they did it this year. I guess a lot of people complained about that very topic of like workshops because in the past I don't feel like I ever got like notified like, oh hey, like you can sign up for this workshop now. It was just randomly like on their website, and
Mm-hmm.
by the time I found it, it was already filled. And typically they're pretty small, so you can't. They go really quick. Well, this year they did based on your pass level, so like VIP,
4 day,
celebrity
yeah.
VIP, whatever. Um, you had a time slot where you could go in, and I think every day you could choose up to like 4 like workshops or panels or whatever, and just reserve your spot ahead of time. Now, it sounds cool in theory, but then a lot of people got pissed off because essentially everyone with like the celebrity VIP passes just went in and just reserved all the spots. Um, I will say it was a little clunky, so I bought tickets for my wife and I,
Mm-hmm.
but I used my email address. So therefore, because it was based off email address, I could only reserve my spot. I couldn't reserve a spot for my
Oh,
wife. It's like, well, shit. Um, I don't know. Like, I guess you can sit there and watch me, or like it's kind of that was kind of shitty. But yeah, also something that they're doing this year that I don't I and maybe Alex, you can kind of speak to this. I haven't ever noticed this before, but they're doing their 10 minutes of hate. I'm sorry. That was 1984 again. Um they're doing a panel where you can it's with the staff
they
of
did
ECC.
this. They did this last year.
Did they
They
really?
did.
Okay. I did not hear about it last year.
They did. In fact, I think there's somebody in the chat who went to the panel last year, where they take feedback. I don't know how much they take. Um, Last year at ECC, I was working the booth that I normally do. I am not doing that this year. I'm just
You're not
going.
doing the kissing booth this year.
No.
Uh,
Um, somebody in the chat did go to that panel last year for Emerald City Comic Con. I'll be curious to see what they changed this year. Um, these events are unwieldy at best, so making big drastic changes to how they run operations is a big undertaking.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
so I chat saying they were very receptive to feedback. To me, being receptive and hearing the feedback is different than implementing it.
That's very true.
I want to know what they're gonna do. Um, so I will be curious to see the show this year.
So, Dog Dad, how was it? Because I imagine, because I know I saw a lot of people very angry last year. Like people yelling and cussing about how stuff sucked. So I imagine a panel where you're like, "Hey, come tell us why we sucked." Um, I think it could be. I think that might like turn into like a riot. Like in my head, there was a lot of issues last year, so I don't know. But yeah, Dog Dad, I'm interested. Was it? Oh, it's very civil. Wow, that's nice. Okay. Um, other things that I'm excited for. I always love the cosplay. The Triple Crown cosplay. I love going to that. Um, this year, like getting some stuff signed. There's not to me. There's like not a lot of super big celebrities going. I have a giant Funko Pop. of Shenron here that I'm going to get autographed by the voice actors of Dragon Ball Z, one of my favorite like animes. So I'm going to get that signed. I'm going to get a comic book sent off and graded. I'm going to get my, what is this? The New Order helmet signed by John Boyega.
Yes, that's going to be cool.
And this, like, if you haven't noticed, I kind of have a helmet collection going on. So there's like a helmet back there. This helmet, I got Katie Sackhoff to sign this helmet right here. So yeah, I definitely have like a helmet collection going. So I'm gonna have him sign this. I'm gonna do the classic like blood, handprint on the face before he signs it. But
all right.
I don't know.
So
what do you think?
Wow,
you're back. You're back.
No, this is important. Okay? Because now I have my Comic-Con tickets. I just bought them right now. So that you're just like, are we going? Yes, I'm going. Okay? I bought my Comic-Con tickets while we were on the stream. Okay? For me to go, and then my wife and kid will come Sunday. Like, because they like to go for a day. Right? And Sunday's really the best day, kind of close that day to let you kind of go through. So, there you go. I have my Comic-Con tickets. You heard it here first, YouTube and Twitch.
Damn. I can't believe you called everyone a bitch on live. No, I'm kidding.
Jay had to call me out about, are we going? Fine. You know what? I'm just going to buy them on the internet.
I was wondering what you were doing because you were like super like.
I was just burning through it. Just click. They have all these like, what are you looking forward to seeing? Shut up. Just give me my damn tickets.
Yeah,
I don't need you to ask me questions. So I will go to Will Call. I will be there. It's there. I'm not working it this year. So I actually get to just go for the first time in like 10 years.
Wow.
I have not been to a convention that I have not worked in 10 years.
Do you know like the rules? Because I imagine like the rules have changed.
I mean, I've still been there. I've been at every ECC for a decade. I think you've probably seen it, but in my office, over here to this side of me, is a giant wall of all of my exhibit badges, all my badges from every con I've ever been to, right? On lanyards. I saved them all.
I am going to be doing cosplay this year. And let's see if anyone can guess what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you a picture of what I bought. Yep. What is that? What am I going as? Chat?
Give me a minute. I actually need to look at a couple of things. For those that are interested, the Identico booth will be there again. They're doing their thing. So yes, they will be at the convention doing stuff. What else is happening? I kind of want to do some Magic events this year because I don't have to like.
There's a couple of drafts, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I want to do some Magic events. I kind of want to do like a draft or like a sealed event, right?
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's any exhibitors I'm particularly looking forward to.
This is like your first time looking at it, isn't it?
No, I mean, I kind of glanced through before because I knew Humanoid was going to go. 1985 Games always has some cool stuff because they've got all that like retro like dice sets and things like that. I love Artist Alley. I always spend a lot of time buying custom art. So to me, the biggest surprise and the best part about Comic-Con is the artists that I've never seen before.
That's fair.
Right? I have up at the top of my stairs in my house on our superhero wall, we've got like a custom Flash drawing, like the Flash, like Barry Allen. I love walking Artist Alley and just finding new people who I'd never seen before. That's a lot of fun. Finding comic books, like the indie comic book guys. Last year I bought my daughter a bunch of them, right? Because she loves graphic novels. right? She is really into graphic novels. And so just there's so many good indie ones that don't get a lot of play that I really am looking forward to finding just random crap. That's one of my favorite things to do. Find random crap. You know.
Oh yeah, I love that. I think I have like post Comic Con depression. Like after spending 4 days at Comic Con and just seeing all the art and all the creativity, and then going back to work, you're like, everything's bland and boring and depressing.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys another hint. What is that? What is that? Who is that?
You're gonna have to tell him, I think.
No, you're gonna have to find me at Comic Con. You're gonna have to find me at Comic Con. Fight me at No, kidding.
I will try and get some interviews done at Comic Con for the show right after Comic Con. So that show after Comic Con is gonna be a little rough for me, but we will figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get some nice stuff. I'm looking forward to it. People can find us at the con. We will be there. Yeah, I'll be honest. That really isn't for me. It's all the new stuff. It's the people I'd never seen before, the artists and comic books that I never would have heard of had I not just wandered through Artist Alley. That's my favorite part.
Yep.
Also, a place when we were doing gaming development, when we were developing Identico, this is one of the places that we would find artists for the book. Was walk through Artist Alley, look at the different styles, and find people who are willing to work. You know.
There you go. Yeah. No, that's really smart.
It's great for it. So, all right. Are you guys going to Comic-Con? Let us know down in the comments below. All right. We got a couple more topics. This is actually, we haven't done this yet. Chat, if you have any topics you want us to cover, we missed the show last week. We might run a teeny bit long. I've been thinking about going to Dragon Con as well, but it's a very heavy cosplay con, and I know cosplay's huge there. It's also expensive. Dragon Con's pretty pricey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who else? Mariners tickets. I have not bought any games yet. I will go at some point, I'm sure. I love baseball games.
There is a Star Wars night. I think it's coming up.
I did do Star Wars night last year. It was great.
Free Star Wars shirt.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure I will be getting at least a couple in this year. I actually might try and take my daughter back again this year because the game has sped up. The pitch clock and them not taking 8 hours for each batter has so sped up the process that I absolutely love it.
Oh my gosh.
Gen Con, boy, I could talk about Gen Con.
Gen Con?
Yeah. Gen Con is the biggest tabletop gaming convention in the country. Are there real dragons at Dragon Con? No, sadly. Dragon Con's another nerd convention. It's the same weekend as PAX. It's in
wow.
It's in Atlanta every year.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a generalized nerd convention, and it is super heavy cosplay. Like, it is very much like if you are a pro cosplayer or want to be a pro cosplayer, Dragon Con's the place to go for that weekend. So take that for what it's worth. Gen Con, I liked Gen Con. The problem with Gen Con is where they're holding it, right?
Oh.
They need to move the fucking convention. Or they need to reestablish Gen Con West Coast like they had in the 90s, which they were too far ahead. They had West Coast Gen Con, but this was before the big takeoff, the big explosion of the tabletop industry, so they couldn't sustain it financially. Now it's big enough where I think a West Coast Gen Con would explode. Gen Con is in Indianapolis. And Indianapolis does not have enough hotels for the size of Gen Con. Okay? It's 70,000 people every year. They just don't have enough hotels. And there's no plans to build any.
Alex, I got a crazy idea, man.
What?
I know a guy.
You gonna go con circuit?
That knows a lot about tabletops.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about tabletops. He was in that industry for a little bit. He also knows the Seattle area and has a lot of connections. He also thinks that there should be something like Gen Con West out here.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, I think we should just do Gen Con West out here.
So the people have tried. There is a couple of cons down in California that are pretty big, right? The Adepticon series. Camping is not popular for Gen Con because no one wants to talk to you because you smell. It stinks there anyway. Like, it smells really bad. Any sense of whether the political confinement depresses convention attendance? No, not for Gen Con. Indianapolis, like, I don't know if you guys remember, they tried to pass a bathroom bill, and then Gen Con said they would pull out, and a bunch of other people said they would pull out. And this was years and years ago when Mike Pence was still the governor, and they immediately reversed themselves. Because Gen Con, if Indiana passed a bathroom bill in Indiana, Gen Con would have to pull out. They would have to leave. And that might actually violate their contract. Like, that might violate the Indiana Convention Center's contract with them. So, again, my biggest issue is that there is a housing lottery. You have to go through the Gen Con website, and you have to enter a lottery to even qualify to purchase a hotel room. Because they run out so fast. There's just not enough hotels. I haven't been in a while, but when we went, we stayed 20 minutes down the highway. So we didn't have to run into that problem. What are we wearing me down about?
Nothing. Stop reading the chat. You're supposed to be talking.
That's what I do.
Oh, funny story.
Yeah.
There was a comedian who, he travels.
You're talking about the Seattle dog comedian? Hang on. We can actually do this for our audience.
Yes. Oh my God. I laughed my ass off so hard. I'm happy you know about this.
Okay. So I'm going to play this for the chat. This was hilarious. I saw this the other day on TikTok. So I'm going to bring this guy's thing up. I'm going to unmute it, and I'm going to play this. And you have to get through the whole thing, because the punchline really is at the end.
You'll never guess where. Seattle, Washington. Anybody heard of it? It's a big city. I went to a baseball game out there. I left the stadium. There's a hot dog stand right outside. So I walk up. I said, I would like a hot dog. And the guy goes, what do you want on it? And I was just I wasn't ready to answer that. So I was, do it. I told the guy to do it, and he looked like he'd been ready for somebody to say that. He goes, my friend, I got you. And I watch him. He takes the hot dog bun. This guy starts putting cream cheese on the bun. I was like, you're crazy. Why do you have that back there? That's not even a hot dog ingredient. He goes, my friend, trust me. And then he starts putting browned onions on top of that hot dog. I go, there's no way this is good. It was the best hot dog I've ever had. I've thought about it. I've told a lot of people about this hot dog. I've evangelized this place all over North America. If I find out you're going to Seattle, I'll send you the coordinates of this hot dog stand. That's the impact it's had on me. Anyway, the whole reason I bring that up is because a few months ago, this is 2 years later, I'm back in Seattle. I went to another baseball game. I didn't care about the game. I left in the second inning. I'm trying to find that hot dog stand, right? And it's in the same spot. And I walk up, I promise y'all, same dude from 2 years ago. I'll never forget his eyes. And I look right at him and I go, hey, dude, you're not going to remember me. Well, it is a big day for me. I've been thinking about you for 2 years. You changed my life in 2021. You won't remember this. I came in, I think I was in a mood. Maybe you were in a mood. I don't know. I said, do it. You did it. You put cream cheese on a hot dog. I've never seen that before in my life. Can you do that for me again? He looks at me all weird. He goes, my friend, are you talking about the Seattle dog? And he points at the menu above his head. I didn't see the menu 2 years ago. There's one item on the menu of this hot dog stand. It's the Seattle dog, a hot dog with, you guessed it, cream cheese and grilled onions. It's the only thing this guy makes. He makes one item all day, every day. I've talked about it for 2 years like he invented it for me. It's the signature hot dog of the city. I've recommended it to people from Seattle. Do you know how stupid that makes me look? To recommend the signature dish in that city? That's like if I went to Philadelphia and I was like, yo, dude, I found this spot today. Y'all should check it. This dude put cheese on a steak sandwich. I know it sounds crazy. Just tell him I sent you. He'll do it. He'll hook it up.
So, yes, I saw that a few days ago. It's absolutely true. And here's the thing. I go out of town. I also, because I am a Seattle native, I evangelize the Seattle dog because it is one of the single greatest culinary confections that has come out of the great city of Seattle is the Seattle dog.
Yes.
Okay. One of the people in the chat knows this. One of my favorite things to do is before I go get back on the light rail, because I'm that kind of guy, from a baseball game, the best deals are always after the game at the hot dog stand on the east side of the stadium as you're walking to the light rail station when they're trying to clear out the inventory for the night. And you can get 2 Seattle dogs for like $5.
Oh, shit.
After the game because they can't bring it all back because of all the stuff. And they don't want to haul that shit home, right? So they're like, yeah, let's go. And so 2 Seattle dogs and a Diet Coke after the baseball game when I'm waiting for the light rail. Like,
damn.
That's the way to do it, baby. Like, that's my, and then we're talking about a greasy bag of dicks. Look, I will take a greasy bag of dicks too. Okay, they are finally so excited. They're building a Dick's right near my house.
Oh, shit.
They're building one like 4 blocks from me.
Really? Wow.
And I am excited. I don't have to drive 10 miles to go to Dick's anymore.
Oh, God. That's funny.
Costco economics. Costco, another Seattle thing, right? Our $1.50 hot dog. Kirkland, baby.
So that skit that comedian did, I have friends in Florida, but I have friends in like Florida and Tennessee literally were like, hey, is this like a real thing? And I was like, dude, yes. And if you come out to Seattle, like I'll take you to get a Seattle dog, because when I first heard about it after I moved here, I was like,
that's ridiculous.
Sounds disgusting. And then I had one and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is amazing. I want to put cream cheese on everything now. Oh my God. And I think even the person, I was talking to a guy that was actually making the hot dog, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I moved here from Colorado, I think like 10, 15 years ago. When I first heard about it, I had the same reaction, like, oh, that sounds disgusting. He's like, but after I had it, I fell in love. And I was like, damn. Okay.
Somebody in the chat's like, I hate onions. I normally am not a big onion guy. Like, I do not eat raw onion on my burgers or anything like that. No. But like well-grilled onions on a Seattle dog, I'm down. I'm good. All right, last topic for the night. Let's go to this. Chat, you've got a couple more minutes to throw those in there so I can throw them in at the bottom of the rundown sheet. So if you have anything else you want us to talk about tonight, any other news stories or anything like that you saw in the stuff since we were last here, throw those in the chat and we'll get those at the end of the show. But we do have one more pre-planned topic for tonight, and that is this. Jay, take it away.
In a world where some people enjoy Harry Potter and others also enjoy Star Wars, there is one ring to rule them all. Lord of the Rings. That was like last episode we did. Anyways, season 3 of Lord of the Rings. Well, I guess Rings of Power actually has been confirmed, and this is very interesting to me because the timeline is supposed to jump, and we're supposed to get a new cast. So supposedly, season 3 is supposed to take place in the middle of the War of the Elves, and also feature Sauron seeking to craft the one ring that'll give him the edge needed to win the war. Something I thought was really interesting is Jamie Campbell from Stranger Things has actually been confirmed as a new cast member. If you look him up, you will immediately recognize who he is. And yeah, we're looking at a release date of August 2026, which we all know things can happen. But this is I've heard a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, I couldn't get into it. Season 1 was really boring. It was really slow."
The first season was bad.
I liked it. I'm sorry. I liked it.
I'm not saying you can't like it.
I liked it.
They that first season was rough. From what I understand, the second season was like far and above, like better than season 1.
Oh yeah, season 2 was amazing. Did you watch season 2?
No. Dude, I'm so far behind on all my stuff.
Oh, okay.
I like Lord of the Rings. I don't love Lord of the Rings.
Oh, is it the elves? Because, yeah.
No.
Because of the racism, all the elves are white, except for in the Rings of Power, they're not.
Yeah.
Fixed it.
I am not. Again, I'm not a huge Lord of the. I like Lord of the Rings. It's not a primary fandom for me. What I like about this series is that everything I've read is they've really worked to improve it every season, right?
Yeah.
They took the feedback from the first season, and went, okay, we were kind of all over the place, and there was a lot of jumping around and and they really tightened up in the second season. And any show where the showrunners have the wherewithal to go, you know what, we need to pivot a little bit, I respect a lot.
Well, I will say, I think season 1 just had so much story building, and that's kind of Lord of the Rings. Like you have a shit ton of story building going on,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of walking. But yeah, no, I don't know. I will say like season 2 is a lot better because I feel like they built the world in season 1, and then in season 2 you have the action, right? You have Mordor is established. Well, I don't want to talk about it too much. Alex is
I mean, there's no such thing as no spoilers for this thing. I mean, it's Lord of the Rings. We know what's going to happen. Okay.
Yeah, that's like oh my gosh, is like Anakin gonna become like Darth Vader? Is that gonna happen?
Yeah.
Or can he be saved? Is he gonna Yeah. True. But no, it's
it was, again,
I liked it.
visually beautiful. Love that. Want to see Amazon do good stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Overall, I think Amazon's done a good job producing good television. We're about to get into a great era of television for the next few months. We got Daredevil. We got Andor. We got Last of Us Season 2. Right? Rings of Power is coming. Like, TV is great these days. Like, we have an overabundance of wonderful things. And so, like, I don't even blame people when they're like, I haven't caught that show yet. I'm like, dude, there's so many good things to watch out there. And a TV show's not like a movie. A movie is a 2 to 3 hour investment. A TV show's like 8 to 10 minimum. Because how many episodes are in each season of Rings of Power, Jay?
I want to say 10.
10. And they're each an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. Yes, I saw it in the theaters. I enjoyed it. If you get what they're trying to do, you'll like it. If you don't, you're going to be confused. I went with someone to that movie and they were fucking confused about certain artistic choices that were made with War of the Rohirrim. So, did you see that one?
I watched it. I wanted to. I think I like missed it when it was out in theaters. I think it's available now to like stream.
It's coming to Max here shortly. They just announced it. It's actually about to hit Max. Hang on. And that's the other problem with the Lord of the Rings. It is in such a weird place with its rights, which is why it's Rings of Power and it's not the same universe. But War of the Rohirrim is in the same universe. It is a direct prequel to the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, it's coming to Max tomorrow.
Ooh.
So it will be on Max tomorrow. Specific things about the animation style for War of the Rohirrim. Again, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you're going to be confused about some decisions they made. So, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. They went away from some tropes that I was afraid they were going to do. And I was so happy when I was like, oh, thank God you didn't do it. It's awesome. Who is the new guy playing in Rings of Power?
What? Oh, I don't think it's confirmed.
We don't know.
There's a lot of guesses and speculation. I will say that's something I really enjoyed in season 1 and season 2 of Rings of Power is that they kind of leave you in the dark. Like you're like, oh, like this is Gandalf, and then you're like, wait, is this Gandalf, or is this like Sauron? Like you kind of go back and forth, and then there's like the big like reveal of who Sauron is and who Gandalf is. But I don't know. I really liked it. But I was like huge into Lord of the Rings, like the original trilogy. I hated The Hobbit. I'm sorry. It was just really boring to me.
The book?
Not the book, the movie. I didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
Well, the movies, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't read The Hobbit. I read the 3 Lord of the Ring books.
Mhm.
I did the what's it? The book it, where you would read a book and then like take the quiz and get a pizza. I did that, and that was like Lord of the Rings was part of that, for me. So, oh my God, in Seattle, did you guys get like free Seattle dogs for reading books?
No, we still got Pizza Hut pizza.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, that was not a thing. To answer a chat question, didn't it start on Prime? So Rings of Power is on Prime. The thing you have to understand is the Tolkien estate has kind of divvied out the rights to weird places. Warner Brothers has these rights over here for the primary Lord of the Rings books, right? So The Hobbit, The Fellowship, blah, 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 and all that. So Warner Brothers owns that. Amazon's kind of got the Silmarillion and the appendices, but only kinda. It is really convoluted who owns which rights, which is again why Amazon could do this like Silmarillion level shit and Warner Brothers doesn't. And Warner Brothers owns the other stuff. Because again, it's super convoluted. It's almost as bad as Marvel. Like how they've divvied out, how the Tolkien estate has divvied out the rights. It's stupid. Sadly, on that Lord of the Rings thing, Warner Brothers shut down the video game studio that did the Lord of the Rings video game, including that the system that they invented for their thing, where you had your thing. Yeah, they shut down the studio, and the patent on that doesn't run out till 2036. So everybody's pissed off about that too.
Damn.
So here's the Rings of Power Season 3, which you're saying in your notes is set to come out next year, August.
Yeah, anything could happen. Delays are going to happen, I think.
Is this going to be the final book or the final season, or you think they're going to go to season 4 and 5?
Kind of thinking here. Honestly, I would say I hope this is the final season, because what I would really like for them to do, well, I mean, I would really like for them to get into the prequel of this prequel. Damn. But like there's so much interesting shit in Lord of the Rings lore of essentially like God versus the devil. I forgot all their names, but yeah, you have like the good representation of the universe fighting like the evil dark representation of the universe. They kind of like teased it in I think season 2 of Rings of Power. Like they talk about like the epic battles and stuff. Like I would love for them to go back before this trilogy and then do like kind of a little show about that. I think it's Amazon though, so they're probably going to try to drag this out. I know like the War of the Elves, like they could do that for a while. It could be pretty interesting.
Well, and you get
But
to the full war between Sauron and everybody where he's finally killed.
right. But I don't know. I think they could split it off into 2 seasons, like 2 more seasons. Um but I don't know. I kind of hope they just do like one more season and then kind of move on to like different Lord of the Rings lore, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
There you go. Somebody in the chat saying they want to know what happened to the damn blue wizards.
The Blue Wizards?
Yeah.
Is that like the thing that like people made me like look up in high school, like Blue Waffles?
No, that's the other thing. Okay. There you go. Are you looking forward to Rings of Power Season 3? Let us know. All right. What do we got? Did I download my Amazon library for the Remove the Future, and did you find anything surprising you forgot about in there? No, I didn't. I forgot about doing it. So I know they made some changes to the library thing. Somebody put in there, Seattle, when you move this way and discover that teriyaki joints and bikini coffee shacks are not a meth dream, they do exist. There's actually some argument historically as to whether teriyaki got its big U.S. start in Seattle or Hawaii.
Whoa.
Most historians believe that Seattle is the origin of teriyaki in America, right? That's why there's so many teriyaki places here. And you almost can't live here without having your personal favorite. Jay, do you have a personal favorite teriyaki place?
I didn't know Seattle was known for this. Shit. I'm in the dark, man.
How do you not have a favorite teriyaki place? You've lived here for how many years?
3.
Yeah. We need to get you a good
I
teriyaki
I,
place.
like moved at like towards the end of like COVID. Like you still weren't supposed to really kind of go out
That's
that much when I
true.
moved
We
here.
need to get you a good teriyaki place. Like teriyaki is ubiquitous here.
Let's
They're
do it.
literally, if you look it up, and so the Stranger did an article on this a few years ago. There are more businesses with the name teriyaki in the name in Seattle than there are McDonald's.
Holy shit. Wow.
Our fast food in Seattle is not fast food, it's teriyaki. That's what we eat here. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Everybody has teriyaki food. Okay. As for the bikini stands, that always confused me because here's what bugs me about Washington. Okay, Seattle. You can't get a nude lap dance at the strip club, but a girl wearing no top and a thong with a butt plug can make your coffee. Make that make sense to me, Washington. Okay. I've always been confused about that dichotomy. Right? I want to know. Somebody please on Twitch clip that so we can put that on TikTok too.
How do you know they're wearing a butt plug?
They're wearing a thong. It's hard to not see it.
There you go. Yeah, that's fair.
Suddenly chat is very confused. Okay. Yes, we have teriyaki and dicks. Okay. And girls and topless women making your coffee. That's what we do in Washington. But can't get a proper lamp dance at the strip club.
I did not know this.
No, this is true. Okay. Washington, and they also don't serve booze in strip clubs.
Really?
No.
That is so surprising.
No, it's illegal here.
what the fuck? Like,
And yet I drive down 99 and there's 15 like masseuse places
what?
all up and down Pacific Highway.
Why? What is the reason why you can't have alcohol in a strip club? I don't.
No one knows. No one knows.
Is it because you're gonna get too drunk and spend too much money?
No, I do not understand the logic of it. I really don't. Okay. Like,
What?
this state is weird, right? We are weirdly liberal and conservative at the same time, right? Again, a topless girl in a thong and a butt plug can make your coffee, but you can't drink a beer at a strip club. For reasons. And I just blew Jay's mind. You know what? This is what we need to do for the podcast. Chat, let me know if you want to see this. Maybe we need to do a pre-recorded podcast series, right? Where it's like, look, Jay's been in Seattle for 3 years, but hasn't really, like, gotten the full Seattle yet. Maybe we need to get down to the full Seattle. And yeah, like chat's bring up, I will drive you down 99 and find you. There is, hang on, I'm counting in my head, at least 5 Asian massage parlors within 2 miles of my house. And we all know what those are for.
For your like knots in your back, right?
Back. Okay.
Oh my god!
I think chat's saying yes. Maybe we need to get you like a better Seattle, because when you and your spouse moved out here, nobody like did the Seattle thing with you.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. I didn't even. Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't know teriyaki was a big thing out here. Yeah. Let's do it. Shit.
Let's do it. I think this is a series we've got to do. Because, yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. We're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to plan this, right? Have you been to Ivers yet?
Ivers.
Oh, okay.
Ivers.
You know what? That's it. Quit.
Ivers.
Have you really not been to Ivers?
Hang on. Ivers? Wait, how do you spell this?
IVAR.
Oh.
No, I'm not taking him to the Space Needle. It's against the fucking rules.
I've been to the Space Needle.
Yeah, Ivers.
I have not been to Ivers.
All right, so we got to go to Ivers.
I don't know what this is.
It's a seafood restaurant. You live in Seattle? Okay. You know what? All right, we're going to fix this. I'm sorry, chat. I have been fucking remiss. Okay? I have been remiss. I will fix this. We will record it for TikTok and YouTube. Okay?
Oh, shit.
Okay, we're going to do this for you, chat. Okay? How is the Space Needle against the rules? Look, I only take tourists to the Space Needle. Okay? Only people who do not live here. Okay? To go to the Space Needle, you must either be visiting, right? Rule number 1, be visiting. 2, you must be taking people who are visiting. Or 3, you must have just relocated and be going for the first time. Those are the 3 circumstances in which you can go to the Space Needle. Okay? Unless you're going to like a party there, like a corporate thing, that's different. But for our purposes, those are the 3 reasons to go things. No, I'm not taking them to the gun wall. We actually did wedding photos at the gun wall, though. Pike Place throwing fish. Have you seen the fish throwing guys?
I have seen the fish throwing guys.
Okay.
I have seen the gum wall.
We're gonna have to like make a fucking list here. Tag on it. Okay.
Oh shit.
We got some work to do. Obviously, he's had a Seattle dog.
Yes.
Okay, so we've checked off something from the list. He's had a Seattle dog. But yes, Seattle is the only place where you can't drink at a strip club, but naked women can make your coffee.
I do not understand that.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, you get the concept that I'm going for here. Like,
oh yeah,
why?
I just like, I don't like, for me, I need to have a beer in a strip club. Otherwise, it's just fucking awkward.
Strip clubs here are fucking terrible. They are awful. You are better off going to the coffee stand. You're going to get a better show. It's sad but true, and it will be cheaper.
So so the Washington equivalent of going to a strip club is like on your way to work, just stopping in at a bikini barista and getting a coffee.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so weird. That's so weird.
All right. Well, we have some YouTube stuff to do now, right?
Oh God.
Okay. We have some YouTube stuff to do. I have to think about this and how we're going to attack this specifically. But that's that. All right. Chat, I think that's what we're going to call it for the night. But next week, I think Jay and I are working on the topic, the one that a bunch of you got into it with him on Discord about kink and, you know, the adult industry and stuff. We're working on some topics there. I think we decided we're going to try and do that next week. Yes?
Wait, we're going to be in Comic-Con next week.
But it's Thursday. Like, Thursday's not the day to stay late.
Yeah.
Friday is... What's
Thursday
that?
might be a good day to get teriyaki.
Okay, well, we're going to figure this out. We may move some stuff around next week. But I want to assure the chat, because they've been asking. They've been in the Discord. Right? You guys have been engaging on that topic. Yeah. So we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some subjects about kink and about adult stuff. Probably the next show. We talked about it in the pre-show. Jay, is there anything else we need to add?
I don't think so. I just can't understand your guys' coffee concept out here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some stuff. We got some work to do. All right. Thank you, chat, for joining us. Jay, say bye to the folks.
Bye, everyone. I'm going to
try and understand our culture.
Maybe get a coffee one day, but get also a lap dance at the same time. I don't understand. I really don't understand. We're going to figure it out one day.
We're going to figure it out.
Oh, God.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.